Okay, everyone. So right now, I just want to create a fire icon using Inkscape. So let's go and try to go and work on that. I'm just going to create a new file here. Then I'm going to set edit and let's look at, or no, in the file option, let's go to document properties. I'm just going to set this to pixel and I'm just going to have this at 64 by 64. Let's have this at pixel also. And 64 by 64. 64 by 64. Because I want to use this in the document that I'm currently working on, or a game that I'm currently working on. So let's try to go and create a fire icon. So I'm just going to create a very simple fire icon. So I'll start with a color white, or no, perhaps let's start with the background, which is going to be, I'm going to use this rectangle tool. I'm just going to drag it with my left mouse button. Then just the exact same size that I want to use. And then I'm going to use the path, object to path, so that I can choose this node tool. And from that node tool, I can now go and drag this. As you can see, I'm able to drag this and go and drag it and add some additional nodes. So in this case, I want to have a node here, and perhaps I want to also have some nodes. I want this to be a little bit smooth, so let's try to see if it will be giving us some smoothness. There you go. And also, I'm just going to also do that exact same thing. I have some smoothness here. I'm going to add some node here, and I'm just going to drag this a little bit if I can go get it. And then add that a little bit here. And of course, we can increase this if we want to. Then here, I'm just going to add another node and then have some, perhaps this one we can sharpen this, or is that possible? Or we can just go and add that option there. Okay. And then we can have a little bit of this, or we can actually reduce that if we wanted to. You would see you can drag those option there. And then we can resize this because this is going to be the base of the fire that I want to make. I'm just going to add it here, double click on it, and have this a little bit in the middle. I can move it a little bit up here for a while. Then from here, we can again go back here and then go get this notepad here again. And I'm just going to have a little bit of smoothness here. Is it going to allow me to do that? Okay. And a little bit movement here. Then can we move this up way? Okay, that's possible. So we can now go and have another node here. And then I'm going to have this a little bit. This one, I think we can also drag it inside. Okay, so I think that's better. And then I want this part to be moving towards here. I want that to small. Then this one, can we have it adjusted? And then I want this to be on the line there. Then this one, I want to be a little bit like that. I think I'm good with that. So I don't have a mouse pad right now. Okay, so I think that's how I would want it to look like. And then I'm going to add another node here. Then I'm going to try to switch this out and then try to, oops, no, that's not working for me. I'm going to try to die or at least have this a little bit smoother. And there we go. I want this to be It'll be sharp. And then this one, I want it to be the same in here. If I can drag it correctly. I'm not sure if I can use the shift control key. Okay. Or shift key. And here, going to do the exact same thing. Now I have a bit of a shape of a fire that we now have. And right now I would just want to go and create a smaller version of this. So I'm going to duplicate this. And uh, I'm just going to say background here. And then I'm going to create a new layer. I think we can create a new layer. How do we do that? Here. Then this is going to be the orange inner. And that's going to be duplicated. I'm going to duplicate this a little bit. And then I'm just going to change it to a little bit color orange. Turn that inside. And we can have this smaller as if it's inside of the fire, right? Then, and we can, of course, adjust this. But for now, I just want to think we can also add some more thickness here. If we can twist it a little bit, can we move it there? Or can I just go and look at this? No. Okay. And then move it a bit up here. So will be, can we adjust this a little bit here? Just to make the fire a little bit bigger. Okay, that's working. And now we want to have another one, which is going to be let's go back up here and select this. I think we can have this layer up here. And this one, I want to duplicate again. And this is going to be yellow. I'm just going to call this inner. And this one's going to be yellow. This one's going to be orange. Let's see. Let's have that. This one's become smaller. I'm going to turn that into yellow. I'm going to move it up a layer. And then the orange is going to be yellow. And this is going to be, uh, let's have another duplicate. And I just want to call this white. We can reduce the size of that. Let's turn that into white color. And we can sharpen this up a little bit further, but let's see if we can try to do that. Want to see if we can have this. Okay, and then this one, can we have it a little bit smaller? Adjust that a little bit. And this one also. This one, perhaps we can also have that a bit smaller. And now, we should be able to drag this a little bit just to make sure that the one's not going to be totally. Okay. And let's have some small parts perhaps that will be like let's have another layer. And let's just say this is going to be small fire. I'm not sure what that's called, but let's go have that here. And I'm going to, again, path, object to path. And I'm just going to try to play around with this so that we can have some sort of a small shape here that will serve us. If we can try to turn that into a little bit of shape. There we have a little bit of this. This one also wants to be a bit smoothened. And this one also a little bit smoothened. And we now have a small fire. And we can just go and twist that. Or we can flip that also if we wanted to, which better. What does it look better? Or we can just have this, add a little bit of node again here, or we can just move this here, and that will be turning that into small plane. Then we can just duplicate that. Let's have duplicate. Let's have some small, flip that, and should we have some more of that? And perhaps one more. Duplicate again. Just going to add some, sit there, small embers of fire. Can we reduce this a little bit? This one also, can we reduce it a little bit? This one, this one. And now we have a small fire icon that we can try to play around with. And you can now go and export this. You can see that you want to export as PNG file. I'm just going to name this as fire icon.png and export. That's it for this video. Just a quick, short fire icon that we